You wake up before the sun. No alarm, no phone, just the cold air on your skin telling you it's time. You have no coffee, no breakfast waiting in a fridge. If you want to eat today, you have to go find it yourself, with your own hands, using tools you made yourself. For roughly 90% of human history, this was simply Tuesday. Most people alive today could not survive a single day like this, not because they're weak, because they've never had to learn what your ancestors knew by the time they were 7 years old. So what would actually happen if you tried? Let's find out. The first thing you'd notice is that you don't know where anything is. Not water, not firewood, not which plants are food and which ones will kill you. Your ancestors carried a mental map of hundreds of square miles, updated daily, tracking which trees were fruiting, which water holes still had water, and which animals had passed through recently and where they were headed. That map wasn't written down anywhere. It lived entirely inside their heads, rebuilt and refined every single season, passed down through walking the land together with someone older who already knew it. You have none of that. You have a phone with no signal and a body that has never had to notice which direction the wind is blowing. In 1963, anthropologist Richard Lee spent months living with the Juhwaansi people of the Kalahari Desert in Botswana, one of the last groups still living a traditional hunter-gatherer lifestyle. He expected to find people on the edge of starvation. Instead, he found something that upended everything anthropologists thought they knew. The Juhwaansi worked, on average, around 15 hours a week to meet their food needs. 15, not 50. Not 60, 15. Compare that to your own week. Lee's data suggested something almost impossible to believe. Hunter-gatherers may have had more leisure time than people in modern industrial societies. Anthropologists later nicknamed this idea the original affluent society, a phrase coined by Marshall Salins to describe a people who wanted very little and so had more than enough. But here's the trap in that knower. 15 hours of food gathering only works if you already know exactly what you're doing. You don't. You'd spend that same 15 hours wandering in circles, misreading tracks, grabbing the wrong routes, and coming home with nothing. Your ancestors weren't working fewer hours because survival was easy. They were working fewer hours because they had spent a lifetime turning survival into something closer to muscle memory. Anthropologist James Sussman, who has spent decades studying the Juhwaansi, describes their relationship with time itself as fundamentally different from ours. There was no clock demanding productivity. There was only the task in front of you, done well, then set down. Sussman argues that the anxious, scarcity-driven relationship most people have with work today is not the natural human condition. It's a habit, roughly 10,000 years old, born the moment we started farming and began measuring our lives in stored grain instead of finished tasks.